Alright, you do it, Squeak. Alright, what do we got this time? Oh, geez, we cut too much. We're right at 9. 8.5. Yeah, it shrunk this time. That's 9. So right there's our tight spot. For some reason we're tight right there.
So there is a slight taper to it still.
It's tightened up and down in the bottom or
Oh.
on the outside edge. I'm not sure what it's in there, but it was with intent to go around before. But we had to go back and rehone it because it shrunk 2.5 thousandths. See, we're getting. Am I coming out the other end or what? It's veering a little bit. See, it's right on 9 right there, and I was at 8.5 before. It's 8 3/4 right there. And we're back up to 9 right there. It's got a slight barreling effect going on. There's our tight spot, 8 1/4 right there in the middle. So the middle's a little tight. Which isn't really that bad in the middle because the roller's, when the crank flexes, in the middle means it doesn't dig in the sides.
No.
So you don't care about a little bit of crown. Being digging on one side or the other you don't want. A little bit of a barrel shape is actually not bad at all. Alright, so there you go. So, see the number right there?
Let me zoom in.
Should be
Yep.
just a 9 or just a tick below, 1 or 2, I'm not sure.
Yep, at 9.
9 on that spot, yeah. So it went down to what, 7 1/4? Where I had it, where it shrunk to.
Yeah, and then we had to go on for the second.
Case is probably 20 degrees cooler than what it was earlier. See, it's cold to touch now.
Oh yeah. So it shrank.
So as it warms up, it'll probably go another 1/2 tenth bigger as it warms up to room temperature, because right now it's below room temperature. I think. Yeah, definitely. The bench is cold, hotter than this. You feel the difference. So as it comes up to, when it normalizes the temperature, it'll grow slightly bigger, but it might gain another 1/4. So you know, that's how it works. Okay, now we do our check. Make sure, because just because all the numbers work does not mean I trust it. If it feels tight, I go hone it some more. I don't give a crap what the numbers say. Feel always overcomes numbers. How many were these?
28.
There you go. What size are these?
2 under.
Oh, they're standard.
Oh, standard. Yeah, sorry.
It happened to be 210s. Well, actually, we gave it 3.
210s, yeah.
There's 1 on one and 1.5 on the other. Or did we get 2 and 1.5? Yeah, we should have 3.5. Yeah, whatever. That's how close you want to get. What it comes down to. Scooby, you're a heavy breather. Alright, so get the mix out of the way so you don't damage them. So we got your panhead right here.
Special washer.
Got 2 washers. What's so special about them?
The one that we.
Oh yeah, we modified the one.
Mm-hmm.
So the heavy radius cut one here, instead of being square like this one goes on the inside against the flower, because the flower was made wrong. Thanks to S&S's quality workmanship. Now we want the rust to be on the inside next to the roller, on the outside next to the snap ring.
Probably next to the snap ring.
Yes. Good guess.
Yes.
Okay. Now, I used to work on these without studs sticking out. Okay, so that goes in there like that. You lift up just a little bit to get it on the rollers. See the rock a little bit?
Yeah.
You can kind of hear it a little bit too. Hear Scoobies too. So you want to feel that? That's what I like. Slightly on the loose side, where we want it to be for you. Now you're up about a 1/4 inch. You're only supposed to go about 1/8.
Oh, okay, okay.
But anyway, it's close enough. But you can feel it's got a little bit there, but it feels even. No matter which way you go, it's even. What you want to.
Which is, it's not out around.
Yeah, it's round and straight and all that. So there you go. So that's what we're looking for. Now if you go like this, you'll see the flywheel actually move over here. If I pull it away from the crank. Yeah, it doesn't want to. Weight is not cooperating. It's bottoming out on the bottom of the crank, so we'll give you a number. You have to pull it up. So you can see it in there. Alright, so we know that works. So we got a nice fit there. When we put the Timken bearing in there, we'll give that a nice loose fit too. So the whole crank is free to float for high RPM use. Even though you put a torque cam in it, we know you're going to run it up there a little bit. So this thing will be nice and free to spin up to 7,000 RPM. Not too bad. Can't leave it up there forever, but you can spin it up there to 7, no problem.
Even though I won't be getting any much top end.
That cam won't run up there. Yeah. Cam will be dead at 5,500,
Yeah.
but I still hit 6.5 even with that cam.
Oh shit, okay.
Yeah, well I do because I don't shift. I make sure it doesn't pull before I shift. So, a little bit different. Yeah, I used to do that back test riding bikes back in the 90s. I'd be hitting rev limit all the time. The hell's the rev limit set at? Oh, it's at 6. Raise it up higher. Not even running hard, just rev it up till it feels good. Shift, light throttle. Felt normal to me. I don't know. Lower RPM for my race bike. So. Okay, so that's it for tonight, I think, on this stuff. We'll have to do the Timken bearing next, and then we got to do the. You have to do all your line ringing for your bushings here. I'm pretty sure this does not fit on there, does it?
Yeah, we did that last time.
We did what?
Oh, never mind.
Feels a little snug. Is that supposed to go on there?
No.
Maybe we'll loosen that up just a little bit on the clearance, just slightly. Might rotate more freer. All right, that's it for now.